Hello, everybody, and welcome back to episode 76 of the Everton Motor Racing Podcast. I hope you've had a nice week, as always. We are back. We're all barely of any. Cameron slept for the entire races, but me, Lauren, and Jacob are tired.
No, I just slept through everything.
Hardcore not surprised, Cameron.
Yeah, well, I knew that you guys would do your thing, do your jobs. So.
Carry the load. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
No worries, folks.
Yeah, so it's episode 76. So, Jacob, I need some riders that have number 76, please.
Well, I decided again to just leave the easy one to these two. So, you've got Samuel Cavalieri.
Yeah.
Eddie Lawson ran it on a 250 back in the day, I think.
Oh,
on a Kawasaki.
There you go.
And there's a BSB rider, but his name escapes me.
There's Elliot Pinson in BSB.
Yes, that's it. That's what I was thinking of.
Yuki Ito as well in the Japanese Championship. Makar Yachenko.
Yachenko, I forgot about Makar.
As well.
Sorry,
Julian Geral as well, who races in the Spanish Championship, did Supersport the other week. Yeah. And raced for the Australian Galaxy squad in the Junior World Championship. But there is another 76. A big one. Cameron and Lauren, please.
Well, I mean, I know it.
Yeah.
So I'm just leaving Lauren to get it. I might as well.
Yeah.
Because I'm kind of like, it's chivalry.
Like,
yeah.
I do this myself.
He's a tall boy.
Oh, what?
That means nothing.
The rider is a tall boy. I thought you were calling me a tall boy. I was like,
the rider is a tall boy.
He's raced in MotoGP Premier Class previously.
Oh, yeah, because that narrows it down so much.
It kind of does. There's only 25 riders on the grid, so.
I have no idea.
His nickname is after a weapon.
He eats frogs' legs.
Well, that's racist.
That's just a bit racist, but yeah.
Okay.
He's French.
Come on, guys.
What did he ride?
A Ducati.
Well, he rides. He's ridden Ducati.
Mm-hmm.
He raced the Ducati in Moto America last year. Now races in World Superbikes this year on a BMW. Raced in MotoGP previously on a Ducati as well.
Oh my god!
Really?
I think you'll get it. You get it.
Can we come back to us?
He scored podiums in World Superbikes last year as well as a replacement rider at Portimao.
At Portimao.
The locations mean nothing to me of where he got his podiums. This is bad.
I'm just trying to think of a French World Superbike rider. I can't think right now.
That's Tito Rabat, Jacob.
Yes. No, I've just showed you his leathers.
Oh
my God.
That's not who I'm after here.
Gold leathers as well. That's unusual.
It's not Loris Baz.
I was about to say Loris Baz, but I was like, that doesn't sound French enough.
Really?
Yeah.
I just didn't know what he'd been racing in.
Yeah, he's 76.
World Superbike. Cool. No, America last year.
Okay. Well,
yes,
we did it. Next.
Every day's a skill.
Very proud of you. Yeah. But nice to see that we've got a full house this time. After 2 episodes of not having a full house. I really enjoyed the episode last week of just me and Lauren. That one was the worst episode I've ever done.
I didn't have COVID, by the way. I thought I had COVID.
Everyone should see my face right now. I'm so offended that you've just said that to me.
Wow.
Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah. It felt like I had COVID, but I didn't have COVID. It was... So
you're just being dramatic as well.
Yeah,
it's just basically what you're saying.
Yeah. It was man flu.
Man flu.
Oh, man flu.
Yeah,
to be fair, I've got a bit of a sniffle.
Yeah.
So I've probably got COVID as well under Cameron's standards. So
that's it. I mean, take the night off, man. We've got it from here. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You all right with that?
Yeah, I don't believe that. That's what it is, but yeah.
As he reads through my list of things to talk about, and we've got it covered.
That you didn't make until
half an hour ago.
Yeah, because we said to do it because your only job.
I'm actually just going to leave. I'm done now. Okay, thanks everyone. It was good.
Oh,
Declan's out to get me tonight. Yeah.
Yeah, the fucking but so that was an insane race, wasn't it? MotoGP race.
A little bit crazy.
I saw the highlights, so
that was.
The highlights.
That's all you need to see.
The highlights were extensive because there were many highlights. So
it was like 12 minutes long, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Like that's probably the best MotoGP race since Assen 2018.
Easy.
Best race of the year by a margin.
Another thing I want to point out is as well, like 7 years ago, I never would have thought I'd say that like Marc Marquez is one of my favorite riders ever.
What?
You know what I mean? Like 7 years ago, this little Rossi boy, never would have thought I said that. But honestly, that guy is superhuman and I love him. I'm in love with him. And if anyone can get me in touch with him.
Hook a boy up.
I respect it, Cameron. I respect the little U-turn. I've seen a lot of people do a U-turn on Marquez recently, to be honest.
I'm one of them.
Everywhere I see comments like people are like, oh, I didn't used to like him. I didn't like him. And now I really like him.
People love a comeback though. People love it.
Oh, yeah.
Me included. Just
yeah,
so good.
Clearly.
Yeah.
I was going to make a joke about your mum loving a comeback hit, but I was
that's one of the bloopers of Park and Rec. That's exactly what I was just thinking.
It's been 5 minutes. Let's just rein it in.
Yeah, that's normally more than enough for Deck, to be fair.
Yeah, true. But yeah, like some of the moves though, Marquez was pulling like obviously they're all pulling mad moves. There's an overtake on Bezecchi into Miller's corner. But I was like, he's not going to make this. Even the crowd went silent when he was making that move. Ooh. They went, and then he did it, and you're like, what the hell? But then, and Pecco, when he went past Marquez and Martin at Lukey Heights as well, and you're like, what the hell? Like, these guys were riding fully on the limit, but none of them, I say none of them, Alex Marquez excluded, none of them crashed. Oh, and Fabio, but he wasn't even in the top 15, so he doesn't really count. So, none of the top riders, the best riders in the MotoGP grid, none of them crashed out.
Can I just point out something?
I've got heartburn.
Yeah.
Didn't they say that you weren't supposed to be able to overtake with these new Aero?
They took them all off?
Yeah, but... Yeah.
They still had the Stegosaurus, they still had the big top wings, and there was still a lot of overtaking. I don't think it's the Aero.
I don't know. Yamaha. I think, it's the Yamaha shit. I think they did take a lot of the Aero off, to be fair.
Only the side pods were allowed to be taken off. Like the lower fairing.
Oh, yeah, because Marcus did have his big ass front wing still.
Yeah, and they actually added the Stegosaurus and some downwash things on the side of the Honda.
Did he race with the Stegosaurus?
No, I don't think he did. I'm just looking at found the photos. No, he didn't. He didn't race with the Stegosaurus.
But they were testing it because obviously Phillip Island has the unique Aero rules because of the winds.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
How fun is that? It's such a special place. I love it.
But it's just superb. Phillip Island, I've missed Phillip Island so much. 3 years away from it, and they've come back and I've gone, we need this every week.
Yeah.
They should just
this is what MotoGP needs.
Phillip Island and Assen and a rotation of 3. Everything else would be fine then.
This is what MotoGP has been missing, and unfortunately, it's going to go straight back to boring racing probably next weekend in Sepang, as we know, with the long straights and it's a stop. I think it's a stop and go circuits that ruin MotoGP. Like you look at Phillip Island and Mugello, they're long, they're twisty, they're curvy. They've got areas where you can carry a lot of speed, and it's all about momentum. And there obviously are the odd heartbreaking zone like Miller Corner and Lukey Heights, of course, and then Mugello into T1. But the rest of it is just smooth and silky, and Assen's the same.
And
it creates amazing racing. Whereas then you go to Catalunya, and it's small. It's like a go-kart track, and the same with Jerez, where it's small, it's hard and compact, and it kind of damages the racing a little bit.
So it's just a new trend of the new circuits, isn't it? It's because they got designed for F1 that need hairpins.
Yeah,
MotoGP suffers for it.
Yeah, but it was nice to see the battle anyway. I did really enjoy it. It was very, very well worth staying up late for.
Well, all 3 were, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, best weekend of
really good.
Racing in all 3 classes by far, I think.
Yeah, absolutely outstanding, to be honest. Really, really did enjoy that. But yeah, we'll go into all the racing specifically in a little bit, but I wanted to first congratulate Rory Skinner for moving to Moto2 next year.
Yes, I was going to bring it up if you went, but
yeah.
Yes,
really, really good.
Hell
really
yeah.
Good. Like, one Scotsman in, one Scotsman out in MotoGP in it, so at least Cam has someone to root for again.
Yeah,
one.
Yeah, because it's nice though, and Rory as well. He's under no illusion that it's going to be a hard job for him.
Mm-hmm.
He knows damn well that it's going to be very difficult, but he's got 2 years to do it.
Yeah,
and as we've seen, like Sean Dillon Kelly, for example, the start of the year was pretty much nowhere, and he has slowly but surely kind of crept up the leaderboard. Like, he finished last today, of course, with a lot of riders crashing out, but all through the weekend, he was up there and his lap times had improved significantly, and he was qualifying and sitting around the top 20s, and that's the benefit of more time on the bike. And next year, I think we'll see him do really well. Like Cameron Bobier, when he was in his first year, and he was okay, but not amazing. And then as time has gone on, like today he was battling for the podium. It was only when his tyres kind of went off that he kind of dropped back. And, same with Joshua Watley, he was battling the top 20s today. It's a case of obviously more seat time. And it's good that Rory has been given that chance to have that extra seat time and develop and grow as a rider.
And aside from that, he'll be on a current bike instead of a 2019, which he's been on this year for those wildcards. So that can only benefit him. He was thereabouts on an older bike. So
where did he do his wildcards again? Austria and
Austria and
Silverstone.
Yeah, he was like 21st in both.
Yeah, he was good.
He was in touch.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
Yeah, because he was using I think he was using Lucas Tulovic's bike from the Chev.
Oh, right, really? Okay.
Yeah, and basically it was just like the Intact team just in American Racing colours, basically.
Yeah, the 2019 chassis, I think.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't do too badly given, because you can see from the photos that it's the old bike, from the air intakes and things like that. And he did really well given that. And, Luka Tulovic's team aren't exactly bad, given that Lucas is now the 2022 European Moto2 champion as well, which is superb from him. And I think that opens the door now for him to then step into Moto2 as well next year, replacing Marcel Schrotter in the Intact squad.
Yep, for sure.
But yeah, it's nice to see another Brit in Moto2. Jake Dixon's been given years of it, and Dixon's finally come good. Rory again. Rory's 20 years old, 19, something like that.
Something like that.
So he's got so many years now to adapt and learn and grow as a rider. And I think American Racing have given them this opportunity. And I think given time, he will definitely pay them back. I think a few point scores next year wouldn't be out of the occasion, to be honest. I think he could definitely do it.
Mm-hmm.
I think the thing is as well, Rory's come from prototypes into Superbike, because obviously he tried to take the route of, I want to be in the MotoGP paddock from the off instead of trying to be in the Superbike paddock like a lot of British riders do. And I think that's going to pay off because he already understands prototypes, how they work to a point. So that's beneficial to start with.
Yeah, that's right. And, he's done very well with what he's done. And a shame about his broken wrist, really, because it'd be nice to see him at Brands this weekend.
Yeah.
But it's nice to see that Rory is obviously stepping over as well. And there hasn't really been many kind of confirmations this weekend. It's kind of, everyone's kind of being confirmed or waiting to be confirmed. Like Kota Nazani was confirmed at the VR46 Mastercamp squad, which is a really weird one. Manuel Gonzalez will stay as his teammate for next year anyway, so that's a positive one. Not official yet, but
it's going to happen.
Kind of like a no-brainer, really.
Nazani, I think they're hoping will end up coming good in Moto2 so they can promote a Japanese rider into MotoGP. But I don't think Nazani's it. Sorry, mate.
Is it any more to add? No, he's not it.
No, that's it. Okay.
Doesn't think he's it.
Don't think he's it.
Very subdued this evening, Jacob. You're speaking very softly and succinctly, I must say.
Man, a few words tonight.
I'm hanging out of my arse, that's why.
Ah, okay.
These flyaways are just killing me. I'm so glad Japan's next week. And then
he had to sleep through Friday and Saturday as well.
I didn't sleep through Friday. That's the problem.
Oh, well. We won't keep you, mate. Don't worry. We won't keep you. We'll just get this done and you can go to bed. No worries.
If I just go halfway through, you just hear me snoring, just sleepy me.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, and Phillip Island Circuit have announced the Honda corner has been renamed to Jack Miller, or the Miller corner as well. Yeah. Which I like the gesture, but
it shouldn't have been while he was racing for a start. Because
hold on, let me finish my sentence, mate.
Well, no,
I just think there's more deserving riders that deserve it, like Troy Corser, Troy Bayliss, and things like that.
Yeah, but aside from that, that's not even my point.
Yeah,
my point is that every single rider who has a corner named after him then gets bad luck in that race that same weekend.
At the same corner?
Jorge Lorenzo. Yep. It's happened to Lorenzo. It's happened to Marquez, not at the same year. And now it's happened to Miller.
But
if anybody got any sense now, if they're trying to name a corner after Pecco with Mazzano, I'd say no, not yet.
Well, not even that. I think Jack Miller, he's done a lot for the Australians, and they had their biggest attendance in the last 10 years this weekend at Phillip Island with 91,000 people there.
Wow.
And he's done a lot, but like I said, I think there's probably some more deserving riders that deserve a corner named after them that are Australian as well, like Troy Bayliss. But
I think they should just leave it until the person has retired as a better gesture. Like, I like the idea that they've done it, and I think maybe when his career had come to an end, if they named the corner after him, then I'm like, oh wow, that's lovely. But to do it on the weekend that he's still racing, he's a chance to race MotoGP for many, many more years. What is the point?
Yeah, as soon as I saw it, I knew he was going down at that corner. I didn't expect him to get taken out, but you just knew.
Yeah, it just doesn't really make a lot of sense. Like, there are corners, and as well, it's like the shittest corner on the circuit as well.
But to me as well, it's like growing up as a kid, watching MotoGP, watching Phillip Island, it's Honda Corner. It might be one of the slowest corners there, but the name is iconic. It's Honda Corner. Everybody knows it. So to rename it Miller Corner, it just doesn't sit right.
I don't know how true it is, but was it not that his family always stand there when they watch him race?
Yeah, his family are always there when he races, which kind of doesn't make sense, but I don't know, like Stoner Corner makes sense because that was Stoner's corner. He drifted through that corner and was absolutely amazing at it, but I don't know, I think maybe this same corner could have been Miller's corner a few years' time, but whilst he's racing, it adds a little bit more pressure as well. When you're racing and you've got a corner named after you and you're going into that corner every time and you're like,
don't lose the front.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think it's just premature. I don't think it's undeserved, but it's premature.
Oh my God, we are tired tonight, guys.
You lot are fucking quiet as shit. I'm just waiting for someone else to say something before I move it on. Like, Jesus Christ.
Well, do you want to bring it back to BSB real quick, since we're kind of talking about that with Rory?
Yeah. So obviously the BSB finale was this weekend, and we saw Bradley Ray take his first British Superbike Championship, taken away from Tyrone McKenzie, the number one plate, and his first race in the number one plate, he didn't last more than one lap, which kind of shows the curse of the number one plate continuing. Because
it's something in BSB, and
just something in general, really. And the number plate,
it seems always exacerbated in BSB though, because everybody always seems to end up just completely, for want of a better word, fucked as soon as they run the plate. Like,
what happened? Did he just crash? Did he get taken out? Or what happened?
He just crashed out at the end of lap one. Yeah, until basically lap two started and he stacked at T1. Rear went out and dropped it. It's the first time he's crashed. Brands Hatch.
Yeah, going down.
It's the first time he's crashed since the season opening race.
Well,
so he's crashed the first one and then the second to last race. And it's like,
right.
Yeah, but he's won it. He's like, I've had enough.
Yeah, he's just chilling now.
He's like, I'm just going to bin this and go home early.
Go home.
There's a present for you boys. Thanks for winning me the championship. Now fix it.
Fix the bike. Yeah, that works.
Yeah. But yeah, it's nice to see Brad Ray. I think it's nice to see that he has finally kind of done it. He's kind of been promising for years. He was in the Rebel Rookies like 10 years ago, and then he was in the TV Moto2 series years ago, and even made a wild card in the Moto2 class, and nothing kind of ever came of it. And then he went back to Britain and was doing like the stock 600 class and the super sports, and then he moved to finally the Premier class with Suzuki, and it was like okay. And then he showed some promise of some podiums and some wins, but then again, and he even got to test the MotoGP bike, but
did he? Oh,
nothing. Yeah, he did. Yeah, but nothing ever kind of. He had so much potential, and nothing really ever came of it. But it's nice to see that a few years of continuity, and of course that Yamaha package underneath him has kind of come to fruition this year, and he's been able to take it all away and absolutely dominated really this year.
Yeah,
came into the last round with like 66 points or something stupid like that in bag. Like
that's all right.
Best
that's what Fabio needs.
As well.
Yeah, Fabio is.
The way Fabio's riding, he might still throw that away. That cap,
yeah, it's true. Yeah.
The form he's been
thrown
in.
Away, he's gone from 90. Pecca's gone from 91 back to 14 up.
Oh, that's a comeback story.
105 points swing is insane. I think that's probably the biggest comeback in MotoGP history. I don't know, but it's got to be. Sure, if he goes on to that title, that's surely like the biggest comeback ever.
How many was Lorenzo back in 15? Because that was a big margin, if I remember. I don't think it was three figures, mind you, but
it was like 40 or 50, not even.
Because he was like, Rossi led the championship from Qatar and only lost it at Valencia when Lorenzo took the title. Rossi went into Valencia with the championship lead as well that year. Yeah,
let's not.
I don't know.
I might cry.
What was the biggest? Like, what was the biggest gap? Because I'm sure Lorenzo was like more than 2 races down at one point.
Well, Rossi won 1, 3rd, and then 1 in the opening 3 races. So that's 66 points. Lorenzo got a 4th, and a 5th. So that's like what 30 points is. So about 30 odd points, I'd say. But then Lorenzo went and won 4 in a row. So I would say it's around 30 odd points that year. So yeah, I think maybe Rossi 2006 would probably be a bigger comeback, but can't bother to do the maths, to be honest.
That was Hayden's year, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was, yeah. Rossi was way behind and came back to pull it to 5, and then
Valencia
obviously didn't. Yeah, and then obviously crashed out Valencia.
Yeah. I remember.
We'll jump into Moto3 and start with the predictions first. So the way the points are scored is you get a point if you predict pole position. You get a point if you predict a rider on the podium in any position. For example, if you predict on-shoot to be 3rd, if it's your 2nd, you get a point. You get 5 points if you correctly predict pole position in all 3 classes. You get 5 points if you correctly predict a rider on a podium. For example, if you pick on-shoot, finish 3rd, he finishes 3rd, you get 5 points. If you correctly predict the winner, you get 10 points. If you correctly predict all 3 riders on the podium, but they're in the incorrect positions, you get 15 points. You get 20 points if you incorrectly predict the riders on the podium, like you would for 15 points, but get pole. If you correctly predict the riders on the podium in their correct positions, you get 25 points. If you correctly predict all 3 podium riders on the podium in their correct positions and get pole, you get 30. And if you can do that for all 3 classes, we'll give you 100 points. So, as you're all caught up with how these points work, basically going into this round in Australia, myself led the championship with 287 points, Cameron 2nd with 235, Ryan with 168, Jacob with 163, and Lauren back with 50. But Lauren had done like 4 rounds, so
I mean that's a good haul.
I'm still doing well. I mean, for 4 rounds, I'm quite pleased.
Pretty solid. So Lopez of this podcast.
Yeah,
yeah. I'm doing a Pecco.
Yeah, Pecco.
You're not doing a Pecco, but anyway.
I'm gonna win it.
No chance. So yeah, you cannot mathematically win it now, Lauren. Sorry.
Oh yeah, because I had so much chance to win it before. Yeah.
Oh yeah, just knowing you're mathematically out now.
You can mathematically come second.
Yeah, just because I can't win it doesn't mean I can't gain places.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So Moto3 pole position went to Ayumu Sasaki. Lauren went to Foggia, Ryan Guevara, Cameron Guevara, Jacob Holgado, and I went with Sasaki. So I get a point.
I was torn between Guevara and Sasaki, but couldn't ignore Guevara's form.
Thing is, though, didn't an animal stop stop it. I'm pretty sure. It definitely happened in Moto2. I think it happened in Moto3, but it was like 0. The clock was on 0.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well, I think it might have been in a practice
anything.
session. I can't
I think
remember.
it was free
like
practice
3 in the morning.
3.
Yeah, it was FP3,
Yeah.
but it didn't affect anything like in terms of the top positions.
That's fine. But yeah, I got Saki, so I got a point. Then Quartararo won the race. Onshu second, Garcia third. Third place, I went for Munoz, Jacob Masia, Cameron Sasaki, Ryan Foggia, Lauren Ogden, 0 points. Second, I went for Kelso, Jacob Foggia, Cameron Foggia, Ryan Sasaki, Lauren Rossi, 0 points again. And for the winner, we all went for Izan Guevara.
Yay.
So we all get 10 points. So I scored 11 points and everybody else scored 10 after that. So the standings now are me with 298, Cameron second 245, Ryan third with 178, Jacob in fourth with 173, and Lauren back with 60.
Ooh.
Well, hey.
And,
yeah,
it's just worth pointing out that like it was a no-brainer to put Guevara for the win when I thought he's been.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he didn't qualify great.
You don't need to in Moto3, do you? That's the thing. If you're that good.
He was struggling outside the Q2s for most of the weekend, to be fair. And I think he did actually come via Q1. I could be completely wrong.
That's the reason he's so good is because his racecraft is so polished.
Yeah.
Yeah. So before we fully dive into Moto3, wanted to give a congratulations, I guess, to Izan Guevara, who is the 2022 Moto3 World Champion. I don't think it's a surprise given the promise he showed way back in 2020. It was all when he won the Moto3 Junior World Championship as a rookie. He's kind of been a guy where once he gets that first win and once he gets the swing of things, he really is just unstoppable. And he really is a difficult man to beat. You know, Sergio Garcia led the championship for most of the year. And as soon as Izan Guevara found his mojo, that's it.
Nothing
and he's
he can
gone and
do.
won it 2 rounds early. Yeah, with 50.
He's always operated the same as well. As soon as he slotted into his rhythm, basically unstoppable.
Yeah, because he did it in 2019 in the European Talent Cup as a rookie as well.
No, he don't mess about. He's on a fast track to greatness. 100%.
Yeah. And he's off to Moto2 next year with the Aspar squad. So that'll be an interesting mix-up. I think, again, he'll probably have a season like what Pedro Costa's had this year,
Do you think he'll win a race?
Yeah, I think he'll win a race.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, I can see it.
I don't.
Who's he with? Gas?
Yeah.
He could win a race before Jake Dixon.
Well,
Imagine that.
yeah, I think that is likely.
I think that is likely
next year.
Yeah, but I don't. Again, I don't think it'll be next year. And I don't want to be the one who's like, again, you're jumping on the pressure. And it's
No, I don't think it's pressure. I genuinely think he's got it in him.
He's got it.
Then, 100% has it in him. As I've said many times, like, and it's going to sound contradictory because of what I just said, but it's like, I still think he is the single most talented rider in that anyway, ever. Like, not ever, but like, currently racing right now, I don't think there's anyone better.
But then you say that, but then if Lopez and Acosta can win races as a rookie, multiple races as a rookie, then you're saying Izan Guevara can't, but he's more talented than them.
Yeah, not in his first year, but learning year.
But they used to did it in their first year, so
yeah, it's not how Guevara operates.
I think next year though,
learning year,
pretty much.
But then next year,
sorry, go on. No?
Oh no, carry on.
After you, sir.
I was just going to say, linked to basically what you just said, Deck. Like next year, you've got a non-rookie Lopez and Acosta in Moto2. Like they're just going to be swapping first place.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Next year,
absolutely, I'd agree. But like you say, Guevara takes time to step in, but he was a European Talent Cup champion as a rookie, Junior Moto3 World Champion as a rookie. He won a Moto3 World Championship race as a rookie. But he can't win a Moto2 race as a rookie.
It's a different kettle of fish, Moto2. I don't see it happening. But then come 2024,
you said that about Acosta.
Come 2024,
he's gonna. I think he'll definitely win. Given previous form and given the fact that Vinales, Marquez, Costa, Lopez have all won races as rookies.
I wouldn't be surprised, put it that way, but I wouldn't like to predict it just because of the unpredictability of Moto2 and how you adapt, because it can take time.
Yeah, it can. But like when you are a supreme talent like Izan Guevara, Ralph Fernandez last year. Ralph Fernandez last year won his third race as well.
I wouldn't like to just pile the pressure on and say, jump on the hype train, because it's like it might not happen, and then everybody's like, oh.
But then it might happen, and then you can say, oh, I predicted that from the start.
Yeah.
I've been calling him since 2019. I think I can take a loss here.
This will be the year that it happens, though, mate. Next year.
Yeah.
Because you're saying it won't, it will. So here we are.
He's going to win the championship next year.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine that'd be crazy.
Fingers crossed.
Flawless season. 500 points or whatever.
Oh, yeah. Why not? But yeah, so Izan Guevara is the world champion in Moto3 after a pretty good race. I think Guevara seemed to just find that little extra bit in the last few laps, and was able to kind of pull away from Sasaki and take victory with Onshu and Garcia also kind of taking advantage there and pushing Sasaki back to 4th place by the end of it.
Brutal.
Poor Sasaki missed his opportunity to equal Nakagami of 4 consecutive podiums. It would have been the first Japanese since Nakagami to do it.
Well, there's a stat.
Same. Yeah, but it was nice to see Garcia back on the podium. His first podium since Assen.
Jeez, oh really? Spent the whole second half of this season
in the gravel,
off
basically.
The podium. Yeah, 3 DNFs, a 5th, a 4th, and a 12th.
Yes,
and then
too little, too late, unfortunately.
Well, that's how, because he had a massive lead, and then he's just absolutely just sent it up the wall, hasn't he?
Mm.
He looked really angry though as well after the race. You could just tell, and the part from interview, and he was like, he didn't even want to congratulate Izan, and you're like, bro,
no one did. Onshu didn't either. No. It was so funny. They were like, no, yeah, good race. Onshu was like, yeah, I'm going to go for P1 next. No one mentioned Guevara once. So it was
just
like,
ignore it.
What?
Yeah, apparently though, Garcia did say something to DAZN afterwards that apparently was really nice about Izan, but I haven't seen the clip yet.
Because his team have probably shouted at him and been like, you need to congratulate your teammate.
The thing is,
he's not even with the team next year either, so I guess he's just like...
The thing is, though, you've just hopped off the bike, got yourself back on the podium, but you've seen the title just disappear. I don't think I'd be fully in a mood to congratulate straight away.
Nah, I would.
Like, just, you should have, but I understand why they didn't.
Just end it into just go, congratulations to Izan.
And I just like to say as well, I really liked the celebration. It was a good...
I didn't see it because we got adverts instead. So
yeah, Nico Terol and Guevara.
Oh yeah, we saw that.
Yeah, we've seen a bit of it. Yeah.
But Terol won a title for Aspar in the lightweight class as well. I thought it was a really good connection. I enjoyed that, and he's going to be the team boss next year with Borsoi leaving to Pramac. So.
Oh, that makes sense. I wondered why he was there. Initially, I was like, "Who is this?" It took me a minute.
Who is this guy? Who the fuck is that guy?
This last ever 125 champion, and therefore the last ever 2-stroke champion in the MotoGP.
Correct.
Well, there we go.
And Foggia finishing in 9th is exactly the reason why he wasn't champion last year and he wasn't champion this year, because he's just far too inconsistent.
Yeah, like not finishing first and finishing 9th, for example.
But that's what he does every time that the championship, like the championship had swung ever so slightly, he would go off and win however many races, and then Guevara would go out and win a race, and he's halfway down the path.
Yeah, it was like whenever Foggia had a chance to make a strong impact, he was nowhere.
Yeah.
But when it was like, oh, title's out of his hands and he's not really going to win it, top 3.
Still top Honda though.
Yeah, well, that's what I was just about to say. I think this place really did suit KTM.
Mm-hmm.
Because
nothing really suits Honda anyway, to be honest. The only 3 Hondas and two Hondas in the points. So
yeah.
But like no Honda was anyway. Like Furusado was the highest Honda qualifying.
Was he?
He was. Yeah, he got into Q2.
Yeah,
love that kid.
But it's like
beast, isn't he?
Qualifying is one thing, then the Hondas just plummeted.
Yeah.
Shame.
Furusado qualified in 10th.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, what a weapon! What an absolute weapon! Love him.
If he's come from the Asia Talent Cup, it's actually pretty damn impressive.
Yeah.
That is a fucking step and a half. That is a massive step.
But it's like,
he's done.
Like
really
I'd
well.
like to use Ogden as the example of how poor the Hondas were. because he had a really heavy crash and he crashed out of 22nd place. I couldn't imagine he would be anywhere near that on a KTM.
No. On the topic of Scott Ogden, though, today is actually his birthday. So happy birthday, Scott Ogden.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Was
he?
Yeah, he was.
Nice birthday present.
19.
Picked it up in the gravel.
Yeah, he's 19. Yes. He crashed at 19th as well. So,
oh my God.
yeah, it's ironic.
Riding number 19.
He wouldn't have
Yeah,
been.
he's number 19 as well. Like,
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, obviously, he wouldn't have been anywhere near with that position on say the Aspar bike. He would have been.
Oh yeah, the Aspar bike.
That Honda
would have won it.
Yeah, Scott, why not?
Mm-hmm.
Those Hondas are just like they need to do something, otherwise they're going to eventually lose customers.
He was up there at points in the weekend though.
Yeah, he did all right. Like, I don't know. I think it's just that Honda, and what it did all right, but again, he did as well as you could do on that Honda. I think the Honda, unless you're on a Leopard, there's nothing really there for you.
You'd think like Team Asia would have some special parts, wouldn't they? But they don't even have them. It just shows Honda's real commitment to Moto3.
Yeah, it's pretty poor.
Yeah, pretty shoddy. But yeah, congratulations to Quartararo, like I said, who is the champion, and yeah, he's in Moto2 next year. I think now they should really just put he's in a Moto2 for the rest of the year.
Yeah,
we've got nothing to lose now.
Why not?
Why not?
Just put David Alonso on the bike for the last 3 rounds, and then whack Quartararo in Moto2 for 3 rounds. They've got, like I said, nothing to lose. Like,
yeah, they've run 3 bikes before with Passini, so why can't they do it again?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I just want to say before we move on as well, like, we're always chucking around these amazing facts and figures and stats, mainly Jacob. The best one that I saw that you put in our little WhatsApp group.
Oh yeah, I'm taking credit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What, he's the first ever Moto3 champion whose name begins
first ever champion in all classes.
Sorry.
Yeah,
okay,
like
that
ever.
makes it ever. First ever champion whose name begins with I. Boah,
yeah.
I can't wait for someone to come back and prove you wrong.
I had to take a nap after that. Yeah. That was
fine, that always happens.
Oh my God.
I think they're missing like 4 letters. I think it's like QZX and something else. And
so we need Xavi Artigas to win it next year.
Yeah, or like, yeah. So, yeah, that's a terrible, interesting fact for you.
Best one, though. Anyway.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Nice.
But yeah, in Moto3, though, as well, Ivan Ortola went from 3rd to 13th. Don't really know what happened there. He's never really been around Phillip Island, though, so I can't really take too much away from him. But Dennis Onshoe, that was only his 2nd podium of the year, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he must have been wondering what he was doing there, to be honest. Like, normally he pulls in and he's 4th.
Thing is, he's finished every race this year, and he's 5th in the championship.
I don't know how. Looking at him today,
consistency. He's finished every race, isn't it?
He's been unreal.
Yeah,
he's been so. This is why he's at IO next year. I think genuinely next year he'll put on a title fight.
I think they want him to. They've gone, look at the consistency this year. Title next year.
How the hell has he managed to do that with the way he rides, though?
Yeah,
like he had a conduct warning. Like,
what is a conduct warning? I had to Google what it was. I was like, what has he done wrong here?
Slap on the wrist.
It's basically stop it or you're going to get a penalty kind of thing.
As Gonzalez and Fernandez found out.
Yes, I just don't understand how he stays on when he's basically all over the place.
Because he trains with bloody Keenan Sofoglu, who literally puts tyres that are down to their cores on each bike and makes them ride around. Like with tyres with 0 grip, and so he knows how to ride with 0 grip because he spends all week training to do that. And like you see the videos, like Top Rack posted a video the other week of him just absolutely sending it under Chan Onshoe. And you're like, there's no wonder why he can stay on and he can race like that because that's all he does.
Yeah, but the weird thing is Onshoe it was when he had grip, he was at his worst. It was at the start of the race. He was all over the place. Like, genuinely, I was concerned he was going to take out one of the top riders.
Oh, yeah, I thought he was going to take out Quartararo fully.
It was scary at the start of the race.
And then he just got smoother and smoother. It's mad.
The track wasn't very good either. Like Karen Lauren.
I was just going to say, he said it in his interview how he'd sort of, I don't know actually if he did have any plan, but he said he did. He'd worked it out where he needed to be coming out of the last corner. on the second to last lap sort of thing. So I think he had really good, like a race plan. He knew what he had to do. And the slipstream, he had no slipstream. He was terrible compared to everyone else because he's so big. Like Sasaki would just go from fourth to first, whereas that didn't happen for Anshu because he's so much bigger than the rest of them. And he had it planned to perfection on the second last lap of where exactly he needed to be. And then he was just a blocker and Guevara could get away and win. It was great.
Yeah, it was really, really good. I really liked it. Yeah, good race. Good Moto3 race. It's nice to see actually that the top riders can pull away from the rest, because we've had it so many times in recent years, and it's great seeing the top 15, for example, battling, but it's nice to see the best riders in the class pulling a gap and then battling amongst one another instead of having some kid who's 12th come into P1 over the start-finish line because he's caught a slipstream from 6 bikes, for example. It's nice to see the actual best riders actually battling to be the best on track.
Yeah, so class always shows in the end.
Yeah.
Simple. Like.
Yeah. So moving to Moto2.
Hold on. One more thing.
Ooh.
Big ups Joel Kelso.
Oh yeah, Joel Kelso. Yeah. Where did he finish? At Ginger Ninja. Number 8th, wasn't it? Yeah, good lad, Joel. Well done,
was
lad.
In the top group, and then obviously they lost touch, but that's still a very solid showing. It's his best finish in the World Championship.
Yeah, he was only within 2/10 of 5th place as well.
Dead heat, I think he had was 7th. Like an actual dead heat, and they had to do it to the cameras.
No, it was 0.001 with Moreira.
Like
1,000th of a second.
Am I reading this right? He was 9 seconds ahead of Foggia.
Yeah.
I mean, there you go.
Yeah.
That's all right. Take that at your home round.
That's a win. Give him a trophy for that one.
Yeah. Honestly,
name a corner after him.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, right. So can we now move on to Moto2? Okay. Right. Moving to Moto2, predictions wise first.
Oh, yeah.
Bloody Fermin Aldegar got poled, didn't he?
Just out of nowhere.
I mean, good for him, but not good for the rest of us.
Yeah, no, I mean, come on, man. Like,
take us into consideration, please.
Yeah, bro, come on. Like, Agura, where were you, mate? So, I went for Agura. Jacob went for Arbolino. Qualifying was finished like 40 seconds early there whilst everyone was on their best lap because some geese got on the track or whatever. So,
silly geese.
Stupid geese, yeah. Cameron and Ryan went Fernandez and Lauren went Dixon. Yeah, I don't know what you think about that one.
It was closest.
So in the race, it was the legendary Alonso Lopez in P1 with the Ace of Spades, Ace of Hearts. It was. I don't know why I had Ace of Hearts and not a spade. Costa second because he's a goat, and Dixon third because Dick's out for Dixon. So I went for. So we call our group chat Dick's out for Dixon. So.
You're the only one who laughed at that.
I know, it's great, isn't it? So, it's all right. So, third place, I went for Arenas. Didn't get on the podium.
Okay.
Jacob went for Fernandez. Didn't get on the podium. Cameron went for Lopez, who got a single point. So, well done.
Yes.
Ryan went for Canet, who crashed. Jacob went for Lopez as well, so you both get a point.
Yes, Jacob.
You what? Canet crashed? Oh no, he crashed in qualifying, didn't he?
Yeah, Navarro crashed.
Yeah, I'm thinking of qualifying. Canet finished 9th. So second place, I went for Fernandez, who definitely crashed. Jacob went for Agura second.
Nope.
Who wasn't on the podium. Cameron went for Costa second, who finished second, so you get 5 points.
Lovely jubbly.
Ryan went for Agura second, and Lauren went for Dixon second, so you get a point. So first place, I went for Lopez. My homie, my boy. P1, 10 points. Jacob went for Vietti because he's a fucking idiot.
Oh yeah, I remember laughing at this last week.
Yeah.
I thought now the pressure's off, he'd perform again.
No.
Nah.
What do you mean pressure's off? The pressure's off already and he's crashing still. So
yeah, well, I thought now he was mathematically out of the championship. I thought
he's going to win it next week.
Maybe he'll pull something out of the bag. But nope.
Nope. Can't believe they nearly put him in MotoGP next year. Cameron and Ryan went for Fernandez, who crashed. And Laura went for Arbolino, who he crashed as well.
Yeah.
Mm.
Moto2 was a clusterfuck.
Hold on, let me finish. So I scored 10 points. Cameron scored 6. Ryan Jacobs scored 0. And Lauren with 2.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Like, I'm not talking about the points. I mean, like, the actual Moto2 was just a clusterfuck.
Oh, yeah, it's fucking chaos. So the point stands, I have 308 points now, breaking the 300 barrier. Cameron second with 251. Ryan and Jacob remain on 178 and 173. And Lauren goes to 62.
Very good.
Incredible.
Man, that there's 100 points on offer, right? For each round we do. And Marc Marquez would have outscored you in 2019 with 25 points on offer per race.
Fucking crazy, isn't it? Crazy.
This is harder. This is harder than racing in MotoGP, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking hell, Mark. Come on this podcast and try this fucking scrub. Man, I bet you couldn't do it anywhere near as good. So, I spoke to one of the Moto2 riders. Don't know if they want me to say their name, but I spoke to them after the race and spoke about it. They basically said that the track was shit and had no grip. That it was battling the bike and not any other riders. And apparently all the riders had no feeling with their bikes during the race.
Yep.
So
right
to take that into account, Alonso Lopez must be like some sort of god or something like that to finish the race 3.5 seconds up with a long lap penalty.
Ahead of Acosta.
Ahead of Acosta, who is actually the GOAT.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I think he'll be thanking Aldeguer for that win. Because when Furman was in second, he was backing him up. So Lopez could just go and escape for the long lap and still be ahead.
I don't think Firmin was doing it on purpose.
No, he wasn't doing it on purpose, but he's still going to thank him.
Yeah.
Cheers for being worse than everyone.
Thanks for being shit.
You're crap, so thanks.
I still think there might have been some form of a plan there because Firmin was saving his tyres. You could see it.
Yeah,
and
I think if Firmin could have won, Firmin would have gone for it.
Yeah.
I think he was concerned about tyres and he overdid it on the conservative side because he had so much tyre left at the end. You can see it.
Yeah. But it's interesting to see that Alonso Lopez had to be smart because he started the race and he has 5 laps to take that long lap penalty. He did a kind of like Rossi Phillip Island-esque thing where he basically pulled enough gap ahead of everybody else that when he did do his long lap, kind of like F1 pit kind of thing, strategy kind of way, and he basically just pulled enough gap that when he came out of the long lap penalty loop, he still was in the lead, and it worked an absolute charm. He lost 2 seconds and still maintained 1.5 second lead, and just pulled away from everybody else. Even when Pedro Acosta sped up later in the race, still had nothing. He was 9.5 seconds ahead of Jake Dixon in third.
That's a good ride. I tell you what, Bosco Scudero have chosen their riders well now.
They have.
Yeah, they made a mistake, but now they've redeemed themselves.
Yeah, they have redeemed themselves.
It makes you wonder why Lopez didn't go up with Firmin because they were both amazing in Chev on the same chassis.
But Fanati definitely brought money.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I could think of.
I just don't get it, man. It's like if Lopez had been from Qatar, imagine what Lopez could have done with a bit of preseason as well.
He'd have won it already.
Oh yeah, Lopez would be world champion this year if he had the full season, because I saw Swinksy on Twitter put a thing up. Who the fuck did I send that to? I thought I sent that to you lot.
You did?
You sent it our group.
Ah, what, the photo of the championship's under?
Yeah.
I sent it to someone on WhatsApp. Just to see if I haven't put it like the family group chat or something. Swinksy on Twitter basically put like can't say my words today. Totaled up the standings from the halfway point of the season to now and where everybody would be. And Lopez will be leading the championship by 3.5 points.
Over Agura.
From halfway through the season. Wow. Over Agura, yeah. So, did I put that in the chat? can't think I did.
Yeah,
I'm looking
but-
at
Oh, I
it.
did. I did.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking idiot. Oh.
Mhm.
I tell
I'm
you,
tired, man.
I've been
Tell
looking
me
at it
what
this
I
whole
think,
time, being like, it's literally right here. What are you talking about?
I think if
My brain hurt.
Agura believes in Santa, he will be thanking him now because he just had the best present ever.
Well,
Wow.
Agura.
Can someone like engrave that on something, please? Because that
I'm
was
going to get
one-
that tattooed on me, to be
that
honest.
was one hell of a quote. Oh, Jacob, that was special. I liked that.
Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
If he believed, so if he believed in Santa, he'd be.
Because he'd be thanking him because clearly what has happened today would have been on his Christmas list.
Okay.
Because how can you finish such a poor race coming out in this championship standing? It's just incredible.
Well, if there was ever a race to have a shit race, it would be this one.
Yeah, that's it. It's just it's a gift, and he needs to take advantage. Yeah, the big
big
jolly
man
red
himself.
man. Yeah, he come down Agura's chimney and boom.
You did what?
You heard? You heard?
Oh my god.
Nah, it's like, in all
Jesus
seriousness,
Christ.
like how can he manage to come out of this with the championship lead though? You know what I mean? Like,
Having a lot of crying.
especially when Fernandez was in a safe podium. Like, what's he doing?
I can't stop
Are we still
laughing.
talking about Moto2?
I'm talking about Moto2.
Coming down Agura's chimney. Yeah.
And then boom. Oh.
Oh, hey.
And then boom.
What's a safe
Mad.
podium? I don't know. I'm not sure we're still
Oh.
talking about. Oh, Okay.
I mean, Augusto Fernandez, though, is a lucky boy as well because considering he went into the race at 1.5 points up, chucked away 16 and still only trails by 3.5.
Yeah, Augusto Fernandez is the lucky one, I think, more than anything, to only be 3.5 points behind now.
Oh, yeah. Fully.
Because I think Agura had it better because of where he was. Like at one point he was 14th and was not making progress. He was just quite lucky that there was attrition to drag him into the top 10.
There was a lot of riders that crashed out in front of him, though, as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And obviously Joe Roberts' bike broke, so that gifted him another place. It's just, this could have been an absolute disaster for Agura. He just didn't have it. But somehow he's come out ahead in the championship.
All thanks to
Craziest thing is-
Santa.
Lopez is up to 8th in the championship now.
Say that
Lopez is
again.
8th overall.
That's nuts.
Oh my goodness, I'm still getting over this. Sorry.
I don't think I ever will get over
Yeah.
it, to be honest.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, so Lopez is 8th in the championship at the moment,
Amazing.
which is bloody unreal given he missed the first,
6.
6 races.
That'll be
yeah.
ahead of Furman. wouldn't it?
Yeah, he's ahead of Furman. Furman's 16th because he's clapped. No, he's not clapped. Fine, but he has got more than double the points of Furman, which is mental.
That is
Well,
nuts.
I was saying to someone earlier, I was like, imagine if, like, going back to the point of if he'd started the season. Because look how strong Furman was early season.
I was
Yeah,
thinking.
he
I was
was-
just thinking that. Yeah.
He,
in
he was
Argentina,
getting, he was up there, like properly up there. Imagine
That
if
could have
Lopez
actually
had been up there
helped.
with him.
That could have helped Firmino a lot.
Yeah.
Like, I think his confidence would be a lot higher, whereas obviously he had all that time with Finale there that it wasn't working then. And then, I mean, Vietti knocked him off one of the races as well. Yeah, I think his confidence
Yeah.
would be a lot higher. I think he would have won a race by now.
I'm not even
If-
talking
Yes,
about
like-
Furman. I'm talking about, like, clearly Boscosca worked early season.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine what Lopez could have done with a bit of pre-season as well. He would have been
Winning
up there
it all,
with
innit?
Furman.
Going on to Furman, though, I definitely think his manager has played a horrendous part in that, in the whole downfall of Furman earlier in the season, because Furman Aldeguer got that pole position and battled for obviously the race win in Argentina.
Mm.
And his manager was going around telling everyone that he had MotoGP offers, it's going to go to MotoGP, that he's like the next best thing and all that. At the time, he was like, 16, 17?
Mm-hmm.
I think he was 17, and that kind of mental, we go on about mental things and putting on too much pressure on riders. That from his own manager would have absolutely crushed him, knowing, because he got obviously the solid results early on in the season, and then in in Portimao, he got a 9th. Didn't score in Argentina or America. Didn't score in Jerez or Le Mans. And suddenly this whole, you're going to be MotoGP in a few years' time. You've got MotoGP offers on the table. It just crushes you mentally.
Yeah.
And I think Hector Falbella has really damaged his own rider there, I think, this year.
Falbella's normally on point.
And I think having Alonso Lopez on the other side of the garage, who is putting in these results, I think more than anything will maybe motivate Furman to go, actually, no, you know what? It is possible to do that, which is why we've seen him finish 4th today. And because when Lopez stepped onto the bike in France, from Mugello, Furman's results got a lot better. He went from scoring 2 points and 2. So he's in between. I'm doing this off the top of the cuff. In the first 7 races, he scored points in 2 races. Once Lopez joined, he scored 5 consecutive points of scoring finishes, including a 5th place in the Sachsenring. Didn't score twice in Austria and Misano. Then scored a 5th at Aragon. Didn't score for the next 2, but then scored a 4th in Phillip Island. It was since that point where Lopez stepped into the team that suddenly Aldiger kind of found his feet and
Well, they're good mates as well.
Yeah, they get on. I think that helps. It has
and they hang out with each other outside the track. They're in the hotel rooms together and stuff. And that massively, I think, has helped Furman step forward after his manager kind of crushed him a little bit. I think Furman, next year, we'll see him take a step forward. I think a podium or 2 is on the cards. I don't think he won't do what Lopez has done for a few more years. He's got it in him, but he won't do what Lopez has done because Lopez has got experience at all these tracks. He knows his paddock very well from 3 years in Moto3 anyway.
I think people discount that and like consider him as a full rookie, whereas Furman is the full rookie of that squad.
Yeah, Furman never did Moto3, so
he literally knows the Spanish tracks, and that's it.
Yeah. On the topic of rookies, though, this is the first time in Moto2 history, so that excludes 250s because it did happen in 2007 and 250s, that 2 rookies have won multiple races, with Lopez and Acosta both winning 2 races apiece.
Nice.
I think
good.
I wouldn't see this happening in the Honda era.
No, I don't know. You can't really.
Well, we didn't see it happen in the Honda era. Like
we saw Marquez and Vinales win races as rookies, so multiple
from about 2015 on. That Moto2 class was difficult. The Honda was very one line. Now with the Triumph engine, you've got more freedom of not only line choice, you've got electronic choice, like not traction control, admittedly, but everything is just more professional, more prototype, rather than just having to follow the same 2 inches of tarmac behind the guide for you.
Yeah. On the whole rookie thing as well, today's Moto2 race, the top 6, 5 of them were rookies.
And it would have been 6, but if Salach didn't decide to yeet it up the road.
This is why Moto2 is so much more exciting this year.
Yeah. It's so much better this year. Like the last few years, it's been quite boring and and the races have always been a bit stale, but this year it is just so good.
It's been much better.
Yeah, Alcoba as well is a bit of a hidden gem this year. I think he's had 3 6th places now.
He's gonna do bits next year at Gresini. He is.
Yeah, he's gonna do really well. Given Salach has done well. Yeah, he knows the Gresini squad well. I'm quite excited.
I thought the intact move was a weird one from the off, and the same as Arbolino. It just seems like it's the wrong environment for a rider like him.
Yeah, Arbolino needs to mess around a bit more in a team that will.
That's why Tulovic is gonna thrive there. Because
he's German rider, German squad, isn't he? Have they announced the other?
It'll be Darren Binder, won't it?
Oh yeah, that's the rumor, isn't it? Yeah, of course. Forgot about that. Dan Binder would be all right. I'd love to see him in Moto2 Dan Binder. I think he could do quite well.
I think people write Darren Binder off as a poor rider, and that ain't the case.
Nah, he's good. He is good.
Yeah.
He's taking the roundabout way to get to Moto2, but
it's a bit of an unconventional route to Moto2, but we applaud it.
And also, I did want to mention in Moto2, I feel a bit sorry for Zonta.
Why?
Two corners this entire weekend lasted.
Oh.
Yeah.
He could have been on for podium. No, not podium, points this weekend for
100%.
sure.
Yeah.
But instead, he caught a damp patch on the second corner on his outlap, down, broke his wrist.
And misses Topanga as well.
Yeah,
I wonder if they'll replace him with.
They won't, will they? Because they don't need to.
But they might. I don't know.
Was that in free practice one?
Yeah.
Literally the second corner of his outlap.
Was that when 4 people crashed?
Yeah.
In 4 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had a damp patch on corner 2 of his first outlap on FP1.
Nasty.
What a nightmare.
I remember everyone going down, but I couldn't remember who it was.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
As well, in the Moto2 title fight, obviously Vietti's now out of it. Can still mathematically win the championship.
But he won't.
Yeah.
But he won't.
He's got to win
next
two,
actually,
right?
The way
He's going to win the next
and
2, and Agura and
performed,
Fernandez have to. If Agura and Fernandez both DNF the next 2, and Canet wins both,
Easy.
Canet will
Would he still win?
tie. Canet would tie with Agura, and Agura would win the championship.
So he's automatically out then.
He's not mathematically by numbers, but they would tie for the championship, but go down to Agura having more race wins.
Yeah, so he literally can't do it. It's impossible.
He cannot do it.
Cannot do it.
So it's a 2-horse race.
Yeah, and Agura can win the championship next weekend, but the only way he can do it is if he wins a race and Fernandez scores a 0. That's
could
the
happen.
only
Could
way.
happen. Like
It could.
legitimately could happen.
Yeah, that's a possible outcome.
It is very possible.
Because it's going to be stiflingly hot.
Yep.
Back to the Asian conditions, not Australian. It's very possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It is indeed. And we'll have to see, I guess. It'll be interesting to see how it all passes out and pans out.
Mm-hmm. How it
pans
out.
Haha! Good one. And Jake Dixon finished 3rd again today. You can't seem to get 2nd place.
No. Not when you've got guys
just,
like Acosta on the grid.
Yeah, it's unfortunately it is a skill gap.
He deserves a bit of credit. He started P14.
He's done fucking.
He shouldn't have qualified taking it away from him for a second. He was way better than I'm free practice.
He's done superb to finish 3rd from 14th. But he's had 5 podiums this year and they've all been 3rd. He must be getting sick of number 3 at this point. He's got a kid coming along as well, so there's 3 in that family as well. He's going to be
he's going to hit Tulovic next year.
They say it's a magic number, but no.
Yeah, honestly, it's a skill gap issue. It is. He's just not as good as the others.
Hard to say.
I wouldn't go that far, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's just every weekend that
you don't like Jake, so
no, I don't say I don't like Dixon. I just don't think he's.
I just don't like.
It's like every weekend that Dixon's
he's a bloody
got
great rider.
Yeah, every weekend that he's got it, someone else just has it a bit more.
Yeah, and I think that is he's at about 95%, whereas others are at 100%. I think it's just that slight margin, but it makes a hell of a difference at a world championship.
Yeah,
I'm not criticizing him for a second. He's still a bloody great rider.
Next year, look at the step he's made from last year to this year. If he makes a step like that next year, he'll be hard to beat. Like if he can get that race win, he'll be unbelievable.
Once he's won that race, he'll sail it, sail it.
But like you're saying, if he makes that step again next year, I can't see him making more of a step than he already has.
A similar step. It doesn't have to be as big of a step.
Very difficult to do because I think he's reached his peak.
Damning words by Jacob.
I might be wrong, but I think he's gonna have a bit of a shock next year when more people are improving.
When Izan Guevara joins, is that what you're saying?
Even that, but other riders are going to improve further next year.
Race,
and then boom, he's going to be 6th, 7th, 8th all the time. It's going to be a shock.
I don't know if I go that far, but tell you what's good as well though. Big Bull Ben Snyder still manages to bring it back.
What a legend!
Finished every race.
Big boy Boo.
Yes.
I saw a thing the other week. In his season on the NTS, he crashed once, all season once, including the free practices. Yeah, but I thought it was just races. But it turns out it was the free practices also. He crashed once the entire season.
Well, Vinales has done that this year, and he's only crashed once.
Yeah, it's nuts, isn't it?
Just shows, and I think Marini's probably had like less than 5 crashes all year long as well.
Yeah, like everybody's like, oh, if you were going to crash, you won't push hard enough. No, that's not true. There's always another way to ride.
There's always a bigger fish. But yeah, so and Tiger Harder somehow, I don't know, to be honest. Tiger Harder got a fucking point as well. So
yeah, well, that's why that's what we were saying. Like Zonta could easily have got a point if Tiger Harder could. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and Sam Lowe's finished the race, so
that's a positive
for Sam. Given the fact that he's barely finished anything this year.
I tell you what was hilarious with Lowe's. I got sent a video of this Australian coverage. And Christopher Mullen was interviewing him on the grid, and he was saying, like, oh, you know, look at those guys up there, you know, what did it take to go fast around Phillip Island? And Lowe's went, I don't know, I can't go fast around here.
At least he's honest.
He's self-aware.
Yeah. He's winding down, isn't he? He's getting ready to just be a
dad.
I
wouldn't keep him next year, I got to be honest. I think there's better options out there. I think his confidence has took the knock.
Yeah, Senna just in there.
Yeah,
I think he'll maybe give a good crack to the first couple of rounds next year. Realize that it's just he's not quick enough, and then he'll just sort of gradually.
I don't think it's a speed thing. I think it's a confidence issue with those at the minute because he just looks a shell of himself. Like he's
because he's a dad. Well, he has been for a while, hasn't he?
He has been a dad. He was a dad in his title contender here. Like I think his injury has just been the terminal knock to his confidence. I don't think he can.
Which one? He's got a lot.
Like his latest injury. Like I think that's what's done it.
Like, how old is he now?
34.
No,
he's 31. I think, isn't he?
Yeah, I thought 31.
Nah, he needs to get on with the rest of his life.
32.
He needs to get on with the rest of his life. He's got plenty of cash, I'm sure.
Yeah, his missus works for BDS. You know what I mean? Like she's got a job there. Like
she can bring in the money.
Yeah, no, he could be a stay-at-home dad. That's a good one.
Sounds great.
I'd love that.
Yeah, dream that is.
I see that. Just found. Oh, it's not going to play. I found a GIF of Sam, but it's not going to play on Discord. Fuck's sake.
Why is he naked?
I don't know.
What are you sending us?
That's my Photoshop job. Sorry about that.
I would be looking at picking someone else up if I was VDS now. I think.
Who would you pick up, Jacob?
Aegis.
Okay. Next.
There's the GIF link if you're actually interested.
I'm not gonna. Oh no, it's loading.
Aye.
Oh, is it? Oh yeah, there he is.
Is he moving? No.
Yeah,
there you go. There you go.
Why?
Oh yeah.
Why did you send us this?
Look at Sam Lowe's. I googled Sam Lowe's and it came up. So.
Oh.
He's.
Well,
he is moving. There we go.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. This is great for the listeners.
This is definitely dad mode, isn't it?
Yeah.
Bloody hell. So yeah, Pedro Costa came second as well. Super ride by the GOAT.
Yeah.
So baby Jesus.
Yeah, he's the best thing that's ever happened to me, to be honest. So yeah, moving to MotoGP.
Oh wait, you have to say that he was wearing the Remy shirt.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
yeah,
it was amazing, wasn't it?
Oh,
just about to say it, and he's like, move it on. So I'm glad you interrupted.
So wholesome. I love stuff. The fact they did that, like Remy was absolutely buzzing about it as well.
Yeah, you could see he was shocked, like, oh wow, this is awesome.
He couldn't believe it, yeah.
Sorry, wait, explain this to me. What?
Pedro put on a Remy Gardner t-shirt after the race.
Yeah, Remy Gardner fan club t-shirt in Park Fermé when Remy came over to congratulate him.
Oh, that's cute.
And he wore it on the podium.
Pedro's a nice guy. Yeah, he did, yeah.
He's a nice guy.
It's just basically, yeah, and he said what did he say in the interview? He was like, Remy Gardner should be in this paddock or something, like, he'll be missed.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I agree, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's interesting, though, because considering his employer is sacking him, I wonder if he's going to get any flack from KTM for that.
Well, he took it off.
They wouldn't dare.
They would not.
Literally.
Pedro could literally go up and punch Pit Byron in the face, and they just have to allow it.
Yep.
Allow it, fam.
Allow it.
He did take it off and then put it back on again, so there must have been words at some point. Because why would he have taken it off?
Pedro going, fuck off, mate. I'll do what I want on Pedro Acosta.
Basically.
Yeah, I'll put it back on, or I'll just go to Honda. It's that simple. That's what he'd be.
Yep.
He's got the contract sitting in front of him. Oh, I'm going to sign it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oop and oop.
Clicks the pen.
Yeah.
Pedro got KTM by the balls, I'm telling you. He can do whatever he wants.
I'm just spamming the.
Yeah, what are you sending?
Yeah,
I don't know. Look at it.
Why?
Oh, right. It's pictures of it. I was like, why are you sending us
I wonder
now?
if Remy's looking at that bike thinking, I should have fucking stayed on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Because you get a nice paycheck in Moto2 as well as a champ.
Well, for Remy, it made more sense to move up. Whereas for Raul, he should have stayed in Moto2.
Yeah.
And then he would have won the championship.
Anyone moving
Raul wanted to, didn't he?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking KTM for you, though, isn't it?
You have to move up when you're the moral champ. So
that's it.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
True.
it would be morally wrong.
I wonder if he would have said anything like that had he stayed down.
Yes. 100%.
It's Ralph Fernandez, probably, yeah.
He probably thinks he should be moral champ of this season too.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, because he's on the worst bike in the grid.
Yeah, so he needs
yeah.
extra
What are you
help.
going to do?
That's it. So let's move to MotoGP.
Mm-hmm.
So prediction side of things. Marquez got pole. No, he didn't. Why the fuck
he did not.
Who got pole again?
You're still
Martin.
That's
Running
it. I did
lies.
see earlier.
How many times are you going to say Mark got pole this weekend? Fuck it.
I'm saying it until he gets it, all right? So Martin got pole. I've even got fucking Marquez written there because I'm an idiot. Lauren and Jacob went for Marquez. Cameron and Ryan went for Miller, and I went for Bagnaia.
What a bunch of idiots. Jesus.
Bunch of idiots. The MotoGP race winner was obviously going to be Alex Rins because, you know, that's very obvious. Marquez second and Bagnaia third. I went for Bagnaia third, so I get 5 points. Jacob went Miller third, 0. Cameron and Ryan went for Marquez, so they get a point. And Lauren went Rins with a point.
I wish I'd predicted him to win.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's how this works.
I don't even think that predicted Alex Rins.
I pulled Alex Rins from nowhere last week. Absolutely nowhere.
Like,
I cannot
honestly,
Even I laughed
believe-
at you.
It's got to the point where I genuinely don't think anyone, like, whatsoever would believe that Alex Rins could win that race.
Well, Alex Rins obviously believed he could win that.
I
race.
don't even think he did. And then it just sort of come together.
It just happened, yeah.
He just crossed the line and went,
Alex
oh.
Yeah,
Oh shit.
Oh, gosh.
How
I'm
did I
so
do
sorry.
that?
There's no way on his qualifying he went in the garage and went, I can win this tomorrow. There's no way.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. He didn't wake up being like,
Yeah,
this is in the
mine.
bag.
Yeah, no chance.
Nah.
Yeah, he did. He was swanning around with that big cut out of Jack Miller and all this morning. Man had confidence oozing out of him. He knew he was going to win that race.
He sapped Jack Miller's soul and mojo.
Yeah.
And then Miller got rinsed. Like,
yeah, literally.
And then, yeah.
I think
then
Jack
that was
Miller
it.
was actually riding the bike. I think they swapped for the
Conspiracy.
lols. Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh.
Yeah. Prove it. They were wearing a helmet.
Exactly.
Did anyone see them in the same room? No. Exactly.
Well, that's because Miller was upside down in the garage like, way before.
In the hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, an emotional race it was. For me, anyway. Deck, are you all right? You like,
No, I'm literally like Instagramming. Sorry.
jeez.
Are we
Yeah.
keeping you?
Sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
Stuff to be at? Or
Goodness me.
So,
Okay.
second place in the predictions. I went for Miller in second.
Mhm.
No problem.
Less said the better. Jacob went for Marquez second, so he gets 5. Cameron went for Quartararo.
Again, less said the better.
Yeah.
Mm.
Ryan went for Miller second, and Lauren also went for Marquez, so she gets 5 points.
Ooh.
You see.
To win, I went for Marquez. Nearly. Jacob went for Bagnaia. Cam went for Miller.
I got another point. Not bad.
Ryan went for Quartararo.
That aged badly.
Yeah, his Yamaha
Yeah.
had his show in there. And then
Yeah. And then Lauren went for Miller. So again, 0. So I scored 6. So did Lauren and Jacob. Cameron and Ryan scored 1. So leaving Australia and going to Sepang, it is myself in the lead with 314, which is pi. 3.14.
I mean, it's kind of pie.
Not really.
Yeah, I don't know. 3.1415. I don't know the rest. Cameron, 252 points. Brian with 179 in third. Jacob fourth, 174. And Lauren in fifth with a 68.
Ooh.
Nice. Lauren, personal challenges for you to get to 100 by the end of the season. All right.
Oh, that'll happen easy.
That's your goal.
We're watching our Reigns is a pack, 0 points.
Do you think I'm predicting him again? No chance.
Yeah, lightning doesn't strike twice. Let's come on. My goodness. Yeah, I don't know.
Does anyone know what happened to Zarco?
He rode around in circles on his bike.
He just rode a Zarco race. He just did his.
He felt like
he's still hungover from Jack's wedding.
Yeah.
Proves me wrong.
Yeah.
The wedding he wasn't even invited to. Apparently he just showed up.
Class.
With
his guitar.
You ain't going to turn him away, yeah?
No.
Yeah, but why would you just show up? That's so embarrassing. Imagine just showing up uninvited to someone's wedding with your guitar.
He was the only rider at Jack's wedding, wasn't he?
I think it's I think if you're a big celebrity in your own right, it's not embarrassing. Like if it'd just been a random, Australian superbike rider.
I hope he booted the door down and just made a massive entrance.
Just smashed the ice sculpture with his guitar at the end of it.
I'd have been buzzing if Zarco was at my wedding.
Imagine all the songs he can sing, and he was definitely invited. Yeah, I don't know why he's saying he's not.
Apparently, but BT Sport also said that he wasn't invited. I don't know if they were just having everyone on or what.
BT Sport don't know a thing. Goodness me. They just having everyone on.
No. Yeah, fake news.
Get Neil Hodgson on here.
Yeah, Hodgie's just bitter because he wasn't invited. Zarco's definitely invited. So a few other riders as well, Jorge Martin and all that, Pecco were invited, but because Jack literally lives in the middle of fucking nowhere at the top of Australia, it was just a nightmare for them to get
does
to.
He? Jeez, so.
Sam Lowe's went.
Yeah, Lowe's, because a lot of them went back to obviously their native countries, so they wouldn't have made it anyway. And Zarco and all that stayed over, so they kind of went to the wedding. So but yeah, so Jack Miller got married. Well done, Jack.
Nice.
Him and Cameron find out something in common, so that's nice.
I've had loads in common with Jack for a long time.
Like being a sexy beast.
Well, that's unofficial, but
fair enough. And I think the biggest thing today is Fabio's crashed out.
No, I just don't want to talk about it, if I'm honest.
Tough shit, Cameron, unfortunately.
Yeah, you've got
That's why I'm here. I am
That's what I'm paying you to do.
I'm just sad about it.
Show me the money.
It was inevitable, wasn't it?
It was.
Fabio, what I said last...
not. I hate this. Why is everyone like, oh, this is so obvious of Fabio. We've been waiting for this to happen.
Because it is.
I said a few weeks ago on the pod that a crash or a mistake was going to happen, and it did. I didn't expect another one to happen for Fabio.
Yeah.
And I said last weekend on the podcast that Fabio does well in a championship fight when he's miles ahead.
Same as the
Yamaha. When he's got a rider chasing him, like Pecco is this year and like they were back in 2020, he just crumbles. And I think, yes, the bike has hindered him horrifically, and you can't take that away from Fabio. Fabio is an absolutely outstanding rider. He's stupidly talented, has the potential to be one of the aliens, but
he is.
He just misses that little bit of mental strength, which I guess so we're used to after seeing riders like Marc Marquez, Dovizioso, Stoner, Pedrosa, Rossi with this mental wall that seems to be impenetrable. You can't smash that down. And then you've got riders like Pecco and Fabio who are relatively inexperienced to these racing gods, who they do crack and they do show chinks in their armor. And so when you see riders like this and them crashing out, I don't know, it just shows that
they're human.
Maybe they're a bit more human than the old aliens,
The thing is for Fabio, the main thing about Fabio is he's a very emotional rider. Heart
on his sleeve.
Yeah, and the thing is, when it's working for him, it's a great advantage.
You can tell when it's working for him as well.
Like it's an absolutely brilliant advantage because it pushes him to new heights that he probably wouldn't get if he was just level. But then that does mean that the downs are very down. And what we're seeing right now is Fabio in a down. And
but yeah, like when it's working for... When it works for Fabio, you can tell. When it's not working for Fabio, you can tell. When it's working for Mark, and when it's not working for Mark,
you just got to guess, isn't it?
You can't tell.
And that is the difference. And that's why Fabio has won World Championship and probably won't get to 8. Whereas
I don't think anyone else can rack up championships like these.
I don't think we'll ever see another rider hit past 5.
I was just about to say I couldn't see Fabio exceeding 3 because his mental. Well, I wouldn't say it's a weakness because, as I said, when it's a positive,
I really don't think it's mental. I genuinely think it's the bike. I think he's got to the stage now after this weekend where he's going to be questioning a lot of things, but I honestly think he was forced into the mistake due to the bike he was on. Look how hard he was pushing.
Don't get me wrong. But
I don't know how the Suzuki stayed there. Genuinely.
Like, I think that played a part for Fabio because the Yami is poor. Like, make no mistake. It's just not the bike that it was.
But in the same breath, look at Pecco. Look at he's got 7 Ducatis around him. He had Casey Stoner. He's got everyone in his corner. Look to Fabio. Yeah. Who's in Fabio's corner? Fabio.
No one.
That's it.
Yeah.
He's got Cal,
I'd like to use Jorge Lorenzo
love that.
as an example. Jorge was, when he was on it, he was absolutely untouchable. And Fabio is exactly the same.
But he had a bike under him that worked.
Yeah, but he didn't have any support. Yeah, Rossi wasn't going to support him.
Yeah,
then
but
he had
Fabio,
to fight the Repsol Hondas. He had to
if
fight
Fabio
the
had a
Ducatis.
bike, he wouldn't need the support. This is the thing. Like, he wouldn't need people in his corner.
Fabio's got Tom as well.
I don't think it makes a difference,
friend Tom.
Honestly, I think Fabio is just not as mentally strong as others, and that, like I said, that's not a bad thing because when he's up, he's properly up. But it does also mean when the downs come, it's very hard to get out of that down when it's down.
It's why I think, yes, of course, the bike is always going to be an option here, but the bike doesn't ride itself, and I think it's one of the reasons why Bagnaia was able to take so many points out of him in such a short amount of time. Yeah, because Bagnaia himself has had issues with pressure and crumbling under pressure, of course. But to take 91 points out of him and then increase it to plus 14 in such a short amount of time it can't just be the bike when Fabio's scoring the least out of the top 5.
Yeah, let me put it this way.
After the summer break.
Fabio, no matter what bike he was on, would have crumbled under that pressure. Simple.
A lot.
I don't know. I mean, none of us will know until we actually seen it happen. Like, none of us can say, he would have crumbled under the same amount of pressure if he had a different bike under him. I personally don't think he would have. I honestly think it's down to the fact that, okay, so he's got Tom and, say, Cal Crutchlow on his side. Look who Pecco has. And look who is out there for Pecco.
To be perfectly honest then, I'd say that is Fabio's own fault. And he should have surrounded himself with much better people who could help him with his mental.
You can't say that, though, when Casey Stoner, who just happens to have ridden for Ducati, is there with Ducati for the weekend, gives him advice. That's not Fabio's fault.
And 7 other bikes on the grid.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. But, Stoner wasn't there for 91 of those points when he was back. You know what I mean? Those Ducatis haven't been consistently smashing Fabio. Only Pecco's been consistently smashing Fabio. Simple.
Yeah.
Marco Bezzecchi didn't overtake him.
No,
Bezzecchi said he'd never overtake his mate, did he?
You could see it coming. The Bezzy was going to be the roadblock.
Like Bastianini and Miller are both taking points out of Pecco, of course.
But like the only consistent rider who has been consistently beating Fabio week in, week out has been Pecco. So you can't even say that it's been Ducati help.
Well, no, because Alicia's been doing it too. I mean, it's. I think that Ducati has been. Not Ducati, but it's like Mark saying that he would bet on Pecco's bike.
Yeah, Mark knows as well. He knows more than like any of us
Mark knows fine rightly that he might as well have just said, I think Fabio should win it. I want Fabio to win it, but it's not feasibly possible on the machinery that he's on at the minute.
Mark's
you could just tell with what he said.
Enough. Yeah, he's been around enough. He's seen enough riders to probably know that, like, if Fabio had the machinery, it'd
be Fabio.
But he's like that Ducati, you can't argue with it. With Pecco on it,
great. Yeah.
But it is very much a whole package thing, and it's the Ducati that's making the difference as well.
Because look at Jack as well. Like, Jack had a chance to win the championship out of nowhere this season. No one expected that, and he was up there until obviously this weekend. Marc Marquez, after he said that, you could sort of go, okay, this makes a lot of sense now. An 8-time world champion is saying he bets on someone's bike.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a revelation, was it?
No, but I think everyone
it's who
knows.
It comes from. Like, having that sort of...
If you think the Yamaha is a better bike than the Ducati, then you need looking at. It's that simple, so I don't think it's a revelation.
My point into this would be Marquez has won a lot of titles on pretty shit bikes.
Well, yeah.
Not as bad as Yamaha, though.
Oh, yeah. The 2016 Honda was an absolute dog. And he smashed it. He beat Dovi, who was on that Ducati.
Yeah, but that Ducati sucked as well.
2017 Ducati was very good.
Yeah, and 2019 on a bike that is proven now in the annals of history to have been a poor bike. He set a record points total. This is the difference, and this is why I can't say it's all to do with the bike, because the truly great, mentally strong, brilliant riders can ride around anything. And Fabio has not managed it.
I don't want to just use Mark as an example here. When you look at Casey Stoner in 2007, the Ducati again was not very good, and Stoner just fucking destroyed everyone on it. And the year after, he came second in the championship. His teammate Melange was 17th overall because Stoner had a way of riding around the issues. He found all the issues on the bike and he overcame them to
the true great
win.
But that's what Fabio did last year.
No.
Yes.
No.
Oh, no.
Sorry, I must be wrong.
Well, no.
You're a woman, of course you're.
Is this not the whole point of the
I'm
podcast?
a Fabio fan, it's clear.
Of course.
Oh, Jesus.
Terrible cocktail,
See, and here we go now. No point of the podcast. Oh, I can't possibly discuss it. I must just be wrong.
Well, you're not discussing, you're just like, no. No,
yeah, I tried to tell you my point, and I was about
to explain my point, and then I would welcome a counterpoint. But you know what? You don't get the point.
You were about to explain or mansplain?
Your counterpoint starts with, but you're wrong.
Yeah.
Your whole argument tonight has been, but you're wrong.
In my opinion, you are wrong.
Okay. That's a better way of starting it. But I think also what we're saying is like this talk of bad bikes and everything actually is somewhat subjective, because a bad bike suiting a rider just levels it.
Yeah, but that's like still
that's
yes and no on that, because obviously it's a truly bad bike. Nobody is going to be able to ride around the ships.
Tech 3, obviously.
Look at the Alonso.
Whereas I think a truly great rider could hop on that Yamaha and still win the championship.
Like Fabio.
Last year?
I think
that's the difference.
I think Fabio is the only person who could win the championship on that bike.
Yeah.
Because he has proven to ride around the Yamaha's issues this year, because the Yamaha has had a massive top speed disadvantage this year, and he has had then to work out in the corners where he can then defeat the Ducatis, which seem to be very good everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think as well that comes to a point where where there is a crossover between the bike not being good enough to battle with the Ducatis, because the bike that Pecco's on was shit at the start of the year and came good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And as that came good, the Yamaha did the opposite, and they kind of crisscrossed. And I think then that crisscross has then put more pressure onto Fabio to then break even harder and race even harder, and then try. And then every week when he sees that Pecco's won in Aston, Pecco's won again in England, Pecco's won again in Austria, and seeing that gap decrease every week adds so much pressure to Fabio.
As hell, seeing that gap shrink. But
I think Fabio's...
all I'm saying is
Hold on. So I think Fabio's championship loss this year, because I don't think he'll win it,
No, I don't.
unless something dramatic happens to Pecco. Fabio's loss this year will be a massive mix of pressure and the bike, but it won't be through a lack of talent.
No, for sure.
But what I'm saying is, I think someone like Jorge Lorenzo in his prime could win the title on this bike. Someone like Rossi in his prime could win the title on this bike.
If you put 7 Yamahas out there this year, things would be very different. Albeit they're probably crap, or 8 Yamahas even. Things would be so different.
Yeah, like how much difference would there have been, say, if Morbidelli was able to perform this year? Because, I mean, Pecco's had a factory teammate who's been able to consistently perform well as well. And it's like, hey, by the way, if this isn't working for you, try this, because this worked for me. Like this setting, this tweak. Like
you've got 8 times the development.
All the data that Ducati will just help themselves to.
The other counterpoint to that, though, is that although the Ducatis are crowding out, if the Ducatis were pole bikes, they would be 12th to 17th, 18th. You know what I mean? So I don't think it would make that much of a difference if 8 Yamahas were on the grid, if 7 of those riders can't ride them.
Yeah, for
sure. 8 Yamahas on the grid with riders who can ride them, like Ducati have this year, things would be very different.
But if Granny had plunged Grandpa.
If Yamaha, say, had eight bikes on the grid going into this year, and say the same amount of bikes as Ducati had last year, which was 6. Ducati was 6 bikes on the grid for years. They wouldn't have had these top speed issues because they've had 6 riders telling them where to fix it.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be down on top speed. Yamaha always have. It's just it's their way. Corners make the difference. They've never been the fastest bike.
I don't know, because when you look at their counterparts and say World Superbikes, Top Rack is very fast on those straights. Obviously not as fast as Ducati, but the Yamaha can build a very fast bike.
Oh, yeah.
We saw at the test at Misano, it was very fast in a straight line.
Mm-hmm.
But Yamaha's issue, and I think Yamaha losing the title this year will be down to Yamaha. For years, Vignales asked for more top speed, didn't get it. For 2 years now, Fabio's asked for it. Rossi asked for it. Rossi asked for more rear grip. He didn't like the Michelin tyres.
Mm-hmm.
For years, they've been asking for these upgrades. Yamaha haven't given them. And this year, they've fully lost the title. Finally, they've got a rider who can give them a title and bring them a title after Lorenzo couldn't because he left, obviously, Ducati. And they're just not listening to him.
Yeah. I think this year will
lose the title because of them.
It'll be a very rude awakening, or it has been a very rude awakening, I think, for Yamaha this year, which is why I think we've seen such a good bike put out in Misano. Sheerly because they've just gone, oh God, we've really messed it up this time.
They've been beaten by the better team. In my opinion, that's it.
That's it. It's not even down to riders specifically, because they're all outstanding riders. It's purely down to Yamaha versus Ducati, and Ducati putting their resources and putting their mouth where the money where their mouth is, and putting the resources into MotoGP to guarantee they win the championship.
Yeah.
Whereas Yamaha are pretty much riding on the success of, wow, we've got a generational talent in our team. It's fine, we'll just let him win the race,
Yeah, I think this is next year we're gonna see a very different type of Yamaha. In that I think they're gonna do what Ducati did in 07 and just try and build it for sheer power and worry about the corners later, because they have to.
Well, it can already corner, so they just need to get an engine.
But of course, then you add more power, and then all of a sudden they can completely
things
throw
can
it
go
up.
out
We've
of
seen
whack.
it with Suzuki.
Like for example, tyre.
Yeah, so there's no guarantee that bike will corner next year. But again, if their riders are as good as they think they are, they'll be able to get around those issues.
Yeah.
I just think it's heartbreaking to watch 8 against 1. That's all it is.
Yeah.
It's purely the underdog here. It's all it is. And I personally think he's the most talented rider on the grid. So it's heartbreaking to watch someone try their hardest and
I think
lose
Marc
out
Marquez
just because.
is the most talented guy.
I feel.
Well, yeah, but
Yeah.
obviously Marc Marquez, but
I love you, Mark.
you know what I mean.
Yeah, like
in the championship fight.
Yeah, like it is totally unfair, and everybody's like, "Oh, Ducati are bound to win this, that, and the other." But Ducati have built a bike that everyone can ride extremely quickly, and they deserve every bit of credit for that. If they want to field 8 bikes that 8 riders can get into the top 8 on, that's their business.
If you put Fabio and Pecco on the same Ducati,
Pecco would win. Anything else, Fabio would win. But on a Ducati, Pecco.
Stick them both in an Aprilia. That'll be fun.
Then Fabio would win. On any other manufacturer, Fabio would win. But that Ducati is perfect.
Pecco's baby.
Yeah, it's perfect for him.
Yeah.
Nobody would outscore Pecco on that Ducati until Bagnaia comes in next year.
Yeah.
But
juicy.
On this year, nobody could have jumped on that Ducati and beaten Pecco, in my opinion.
I mean, quite rightly though. It's the way it was supposed to be.
Yeah. So, right, can we move on?
Yeah. Why?
So, this weekend, we'll stay on a similar topic. Pecco can win the championship at Sepang.
Mm-hmm.
So, as we heard last weekend, doing the maths on the spot was horrendous.
Yeah.
So, I've gone away and done the maths.
Oh, that's what you were doing.
Yeah. So, this is down to Pecco beating Aleix and Bagnaia. Bagnaia Bastianini is 42 points behind and has to leave Sepang lower than 25 points to Bagnaia. So the only realistic way they can do that is if Bagnaia wins the race and Pecco finishes second. No, third. So if Bagnaia wins and Pecco's third, then it goes to Valencia with Bagnaia still a championship fighter.
Yeah, because Bagnaia winning.
Bagnaia would gain 11. No, 9.
Like, that's got to be heartbreaking because Bagnaia could win. If Pecco's second, he's out to the championship. That would be a kick in the butt.
What are we talking? Oh, no, this doesn't make sense at all.
I think I've just had a stroke.
Yeah.
That's not on my notes anyway.
No, you're right, Deck. You're right, because obviously if Pecco loses 5 points to Bagnaia, then with 25 on the table after Sepang, Bagnaia would be 37 points behind. So he would be
but
it'd still be out.
That's what I'm saying.
He needs to be lower than 25 to have a chance.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So he could, Bagnaia could feasibly win. Pecco could come second, and he's still out of the championship. Like, how much of a kick in the plums would that be?
Well, he wasn't consistent enough.
Yeah,
it's his own fault.
Are you doing your maths again?
Yeah, if Bagnaia wins, Pecco has to finish 10th.
I'm glad you worked this out before the podcast to work this out.
Thankfully, that part isn't on my list. So I'm just going to go with the whole basis of Pecco beating Aleix and Bagnaia. So if Pecco wins the race and Fabio is P4 or less, Pecco is champ. If Pecco is second and Fabio is P7 or less, Pecco is champ. If Pecco is third and Fabio is P11 or less, then Pecco is champ. Pecco P4, Fabio has to be 14th or less. And if Pecco's 5th, Fabio has to score 0 points. And obviously, all beating Bagnaia and Aleix. There is a twist in that tale. If Aleix Espargaro wins the race, no matter what, it will go to Valencia.
Please, baby Jesus, please.
And obviously, if
Aleix is going to clinch this.
Quartararo wins.
If he wins this, right, this would be the biggest MotoGP win in history.
He's not gonna. He's 27 back. Pecco can literally score 2 points and still knock Aleix out of championship contention.
Yeah, it's a very, very unlikely. But if Aleix manages to pull this out of the bag, oh my god.
Oh yeah, it'd be mental.
Imagine the scenes.
I think Pecco's going to win it.
I don't.
Yeah.
The pressure, maybe.
Yeah.
Getting to him.
I think so.
I don't know. I think he's.
Pecco likes to lead from the front, doesn't he?
If he's in a scrap with Fabio, he's going to bid it.
Yeah.
I thought that was going to happen today until Fabio had his moment. I was like, this is it. We're finally going to get.
I wouldn't like to predict that they'll be anywhere near each other at Sepang. I think that's going to exacerbate the Yamahas.
That's because Sepang will have 8 Ducatis.
It's going to exacerbate the Yamaha issues. So, and then that's even discounting the Suzukis, which are rocket ships in a straight line. The Aprilia's quick. Yamaha's going to really struggle.
The Honda's not bad in a straight line with Marquez on it.
It's not bad in a straight line with anybody on it, but I'm, marking to the corners as well. And suddenly he's going to be ahead of Fabio. This is going to be, I think this might genuinely be the worst track of the year for Yamaha. And,
it's going to be.
It's come at a bad time.
It's going to be slaughter, isn't it? It's going to be so bad. But staying on the Australian Grand Prix, Marco Bezecchi was crowned the Rookie of the Year.
Yes.
Fully deserved.
Amazing.
Knew it was going to happen.
Deserved.
Was that not a prediction at the start of the year that Bez was going to be Rookie of the Year?
No one predicted it.
No, I went DG, if I remember.
So, start of the year,
you went Raul Fernandez, I think, didn't you?
Oh, yeah.
I went Raul, Cameron went Raul, and Jacob went Digia.
I think a lot of people thought Raul was going to be...
I did nail the Moto3 champ, though.
Yeah, Jacob did predict he's in Guevara. So, well done.
But anyway.
But she's been champion, of course, of the Rookie of the Year, which is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Marquez claimed his 100th podium.
That's crazy. That's such a low number. I thought he was on.
It's because he's missed 2.5 years, isn't he?
No, but even still, there's only.
How many of them are wins?
40 races.
How many of them are wins? That's a good question.
About 84.
Yeah, he's got. I think it's like 62. I want to say something like that.
Rossi has 89 Premier Class wins as well, just as a reference. Marquez Premier Class wins is 59.
Oh, I won't far off.
That's 59% win to podium ratio.
I think he's never going to beat Valentino then, I don't think.
Only because of the grid now, though.
Fabio,
Marquez has to win 30 more races to beat Rossi.
Marquez 5 years and a continually extending grid. It's very possible. It's feasible by 2025. We could have 25 races. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the only way you can do it is if obviously the season's getting longer,
which is likely to happen. Let's be honest.
I was very sad though for Alex Marquez and Jack Miller.
Yeah,
because I respect Alex Marquez a lot because he made sure not to crash into Luca Marini to keep his streak going. So
I tell you what,
very considerate of him.
Yeah, I really respect Alex Marquez for that.
The thing where they cut to them both on the floor after, and it looked like Alex was over him, like he just decked him.
Look at you, fucking dickhead.
Yeah, I thought at first that I was like, hang on, that was definitely Alex's fault. Why is he having a go at Jack? And then I realised, it's because of he's checking his own.
Nice of him.
Groveling to do.
Nice of him to do that. I saw Dios Miller all over Twitter saying that give him the 2014 championship back. Yeah. Give him, and then he's like, he's in the box now, giving him the championship.
Brilliant.
But it was an absolutely mental race. I have no idea how many overtakes there was, but I've got to say over 100, surely.
Yeah, maybe. I definitely 50 plus. Very good.
Any advances on 50 plus?
Take it all back. 50 plus now.
Any takers?
Yeah, but major race. Enea Bastianini though from 17th to 5th.
Yeah, that's the ride of the day.
Zarco from 16th to 8th as well. That was superb.
I'd love to know what happened to Enea as well, because Master is saving tyres. Round year, crucial. Yeah. If he'd been up there at the start, he would have run away with it.
Yeah, and Oliveira of 24th to 12th as well. Did he have to start from last because of his penalty? Or did he just qualify last?
No, he had to start from last.
He had a 3-place grid penalty and a long lap.
That makes sense. Because he was going very slow over Lucky Heights.
He didn't do very well in qualifying anyway, but again, KDM's on race day are something a totally different beast, isn't it?
Yeah, it's crazy though. When you look at the race today and you got the top 8 and it's just Suzuki, Honda, Ducati, 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 Ducati.
I think it's worth mentioning as well. This is the closest top 10 in history.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what, 5.9 seconds? I remember when the top 6 or top 5 was 5.9 seconds as well.
And there was a time in 2005, 2006 where 5.9 was just the winning margin.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Well, top seven within a second.
Yeah.
Wow.
What the fuck, dude?
The closest in history. I just and of course it's come at a place where it's no stop start, no one major advantage for anyone.
If the whole season was like this race, it would be
But
amazing.
they wonder why fans aren't coming to the circuit anymore. Like, if we had races like Phillip Island and all the European rounds, you'd be struggling to buy tickets. Like, unbelievable.
Yeah. It's all these, as I said earlier, it's all these new F1 tracks. And they're full of hairpins, and hairpins are the devil to bikes, unfortunately.
How many tracks does both of them race on, though?
Who? Oh, I've no doubt, sorry.
Formula One and MotoGP. How many of the same
Qatar,
tracks?
About 6, yeah.
They've done Mugello, but they don't now.
They need to update the drinking game for this every time F1 is mentioned for whatever reason. Someone needs to take a shot.
Yeah, so I'm just watching a video of Toprak climbing upstairs the wrong way with just his hands.
Okay.
You mean doing a handstand?
No, I mean literally climbing up the stairs the wrong way round. I'll put the video in the chat.
From underneath, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. He's a different breed, isn't he? And they do some pull-ups at the top. Sorry, Toprak's.
Oh, right, okay, got you now. Took me a minute.
The wrong way around. He was inside.
Under the stairs.
If you said under the stairs, it might have made sense.
Glitched.
Well, it's the wrong way around, isn't it? If you
It's because they were in Phillip Island. So
yeah, he's actually got downstairs. Phillip Island, yeah.
It was in honor of Phillip Island racing. So.
That's it.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Right, can we hurry up with these Sepang predictions? I want to go to bed.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But yeah, so top 8, 6 Ducatis in there. Probably one of the best races like we've ever seen as well. So
Aero don't make a blind bit of difference when the track is right and it leans itself to overtakes.
Yeah. Very good race. Right, we'll go on to these Sepang predictions so Grumpy Guts can go to bed. So Moto3 pole positions, please. I'll start with Cameron, please.
Where are we going? Sepang.
Yeah.
Malaysia.
Yeah. Let's go Onchu. Why not?
Nice. I like it. Got Lauren, please.
Garcia.
Okay. And Jacob, please.
Right, I have a question before I answer.
Oh, fuck no.
Is Asman wildcarding?
Yeah.
Then him.
Man. Okay, and I'm going to go with Guevara, I think.
Oh, brave.
Guevara.
I think Guevara's just going to chill out now for the next 2 races. He's just going to be like,
he'll be
much that they'll announce tomorrow. I think he's going up the Moto2.
Yeah.
He'd just be lying on a beach somewhere. There's no point for him to even race anymore.
Yeah. There's 3 Malaysians as well at a good wild card in Moto2.
Have you seen the bikes?
Nope.
They are.
So, 3rd place, Cameron, please.
3rd place. Zaki, please.
Zaki. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Lauren, please.
Holgado.
Holgado.
See, I wanted to say him, but fully fit I would have.
Jacob.
Moreira.
Yeah, it could work for Moreira.
Stop starting
3rd place. I'll go Foggia. Why not? Long straights and all that, innit?
Yeah, but he's crap.
Yeah, we do.
Rubbish.
Overrated.
There's no bed
place.
there, can't.
No. 2nd place, I'm going to go for Sasaki because he's a beast.
Yeah, me.
Thanks for copying me. And Cameron, please.
Onchu, please.
Onchu. And Lauren, please.
Garcia.
Nice. Good choice. Lauren, I'm going to keep on you for the win, please.
Guevara.
Cameron, please.
Yeah, Guevara.
Oh my God. Jacob, please.
Masia.
Yeah. I nearly went Masia, but I was like, nah, no way. No.
It's always going to spam.
Don't be silly.
Don't be silly. I've gone Guevara as well. Moto2 pole position, please. Cameron.
Chantra.
Ooh.
Look
at me go.
Jacob, please.
Arenas. Lauren's
Lauren,
face
please.
said she does not like Arenas.
I'm judging you hard on that one.
What have we got against Albert? Like?
Nothing. It's just not a good choice. Lopez.
Oy, Lopez. I'm gonna go with Aldegar again.
He'll not do it twice.
Watch his space, Lauren. Watch his space.
Are you watching?
Third place on the podium, I'm going to go for Agura. And Lauren, please.
Acosta.
Of course, legend. Okay, and Cameron, please.
I was going to go Acosta, but just to be interesting, I won't, and I'll put Chantra then. I feel like he'll fade a bit from pole.
Yeah, good shout. And Jacob?
Right.
Sorry, say again?
Ogura.
Okay. I've gone Agura. Second place, I've gone Fernandez. And Jacob?
Lopez.
Cameron, please.
Who did I say for third? Chantra.
Chantra.
I think it's gonna be Lopez. Although I wish I'd gone Acosta, but I think he'll be fourth.
Okay. And Lauren?
Dixon.
Dixon. Okay. I've gone for Lopez to win because he's a beast. And Cameron?
I think Agura is going to win it, and this will be him getting one hand on the title. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Jacob?
Chandra.
And Lauren, please.
Lopez.
Nice. Good choice. Right. MotoGP pole position. I'm going to start with Bagnaia. Cameron?
Bastianini, please.
Okay. Lauren, please.
Izeki.
Oh, okay.
That'd be nice.
I like it.
I would like
That's so weird. I'm going Marini.
Okay. Interesting.
I don't think he's a pole sitter.
No.
Well, he's obviously not,
really
but like, I don't think he will be getting
If
very
he
many
gets
of them.
He's the only Ducati without one this year, so.
And he's
even Digi's got one.
He's always historically been brilliant at Saban. And now he's got a bike under him to do it, I reckon.
Win.
Okay, and Cameron third, please.
Third. Pecco.
Okay. Right, third. Right, Jacob third.
Marquez M.
And I've got Miller third. And Lauren, please.
Marini.
Okay, I respect it. Cameron second, please.
Marquez, M.
Nice.
I'm glad you're all clarifying.
Yeah.
Imagine Alex wins now, bloody hell.
I know.
Right, Jacob, please second.
Pecco.
I've also gone Pecco second. And Lauren, please.
Miller.
Right. Win, I've gone Marquez.
Nice.
Jacob.
Bastianini.
Cameron.
Yeah, me too. Bastianini, please.
Ooh.
Lauren, please.
Elish.
Oh, nice.
Would love that as well.
I want to see it happen, so I'm predicting it in the hopes that it does happen.
Hell freaking yeah. So, is Agora going to win the championship next weekend? Yes or no?
No.
Cameron?
Well, according to my predictions, yes.
Nah.
No.
Well, next. Fernandez can still finish fourth and not win.
Oh, yeah. No, wait. Yeah. No. No, he's not.
No. Okay, I'm going to say no as well. So, is Bagnaia going to win the title next weekend?
I
No.
hope not.
Yes.
Jacob? I'm saying yes as well.
I hate you guys.
Second will be enough.
He's not finishing on the podium.
No. He's finishing with
Put a
chin
knife in his
rash.
tire.
Yeah.
Chin
Tom will be sitting on the side of the track ready to snap
You're
him out
just
this
sticking his
race.
wheel.
Yeah. Okay, now, right. So, Moto3 rider of the day, please, Jacob.
Moto3 rider of the day. Gotta be Guevara, hasn't it?
Okay, and Lauren?
I mean, obviously Guevara, but if you want me to pick someone else, I would say Onchu.
Cameron?
I didn't see it, so I'm just going to say John McPhee.
Unbelievable.
Okay.
Great race. He crashed,
Yeah.
imagine.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
came
but he
home.
had excellent form when he did crash.
He was
Yeah.
in sixth, wasn't he?
He executed it well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've gone Joel Kelso.
Oh, yeah.
It would have been either Joel or Guevara, but like Guevara was
Yeah.
just untouchable.
Right, and Jacob, Moto2, please.
Can't see past Lopez, can you?
No. Lauren?
Again, obviously Lopez, but if you had to pick someone else, it would be Jake Dixon.
Cameron?
Yeah, Lopez. Like,
I've gone Manuel Gonzalez.
Oh,
'cause
yeah.
He's a beast, and he come from fucking Supersport to 5th place at Phillip Island, so
solid.
very impressive.
I was also impressed by Bobia despite his late fade.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
for me.
Jacob, MotoGP race rider of the day.
Bastianini.
Lauren?
Where did Bezecchi finish?
Fourth.
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 Yeah, Bezecchi.
Cameron?
God, there were a lot of good rides, wasn't there? Probably Rins. I mean, that was solid.
I think all the winners obviously are like riders of the
Yeah.
day. So like
Yeah.
other than the winners,
All right, other
Yeah.
than the winner.
you have to pick someone else, okay?
The thing is, Moto2 and Moto3's winners were the manner in which they did it. Whereas I think Rins didn't quite dominate like that.
Rins came from fucking 10th. He's my rider of the day.
Bastianini came from
Rins
17th to 5th.
Slapped
Yeah, but he
everyone
didn't win the
about.
race, did he? So he's clapped. Yeah, Rins just did it on a bike.
Made
That's,
wee boys out of everyone.
Wee boys.
Literally. Yeah.
Wee boys.
yeah, Rins rider of the
Bessie
day
was
for
good
me.
as well,
so-
mind. But
Yeah, but he's on Ducati, so it doesn't count. He's got cheat codes.
Bez would have won if
Yeah.
he hadn't have loved Pecco
What?
so much.
Mm.
Giving him that
Conspiracy.
man loving, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I'm very tired. I hope
Yeah.
you enjoyed this podcast. We're back next weekend after Sepang, potentially with 2 new crown champions. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and we're back next week. Before I very cap it fully off, wanted to just pay respects to Victor Steeman, who tragically lost his life following the Supersport 300 race at Portimao. Mentioned him last weekend. And also his mother, who then tragically lost her life to a heart attack 3 days later.
terrible.
A horrifically tragic situation. Our thoughts are with the family. And
Yeah. Jeez.
very sad. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed listening, and we're back next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
It is.